Welcome back to The Way We Farm. Today we're top dressing wheat. So typically in Western New York, when the ground is frozen in March, we get a night that gets real cold. We go out with a fertilizer spreader and we spread on some ammonium sulfate and some urea. This year the ground's far from froze. It's been in the 60s a lot of days. We've even had a couple days in the 70s. So what we're doing is we're spraying on some liquid nitrogen to wake this wheat up. We're using the sprayer. The sprayer does a better pattern, so it's 28%. It's 32% cut with ammonium sulfate, or whatever whatever liquid ammonium sulfate is, and it adds a little bit of sulfur. So we're putting on some 28%. This particular field we're putting on like 18 gallons. This is cover crop. We're trying to wake up. If it doesn't look good, if it looks great, we'll leave it for a crop. If it don't, we're gonna take it and take it to harvest. So it's exciting to be out here in March on dry ground. That never happens in Western New York. Never say never. It happened in 2012, and that year we had a drought. So let's see what happens. So here's the cover crop wheat. It's hard to tell going into the sun, but here's the cover crop wheat we're putting a little shot of nitrogen on. If this wheat wakes up and it looks great and the tiller count's good, we're gonna leave it for wheat, for crop. And if it doesn't look great, the plan was this was gonna go into field corn. But it looks so good, we said, you know what? If the price of wheat stays, or goes up a little bit, and the price of corn stays stagnant or goes down a little bit, we got 2 months to decide if we wanna kill it or if we wanna keep it for wheat. So we're putting on a little bit of nitrogen, and if it wakes it up and it looks great, why not leave it? And if it doesn't look great, it will, the nitrogen won't go to waste because it'll get credited towards the corn crop. So this field of wheat was planted behind sweet corn. I planted it on the 22nd or 21st of September, and I actually had COVID at the time, but planted this with the 400 in the air seeder after they harvested the sweet corn for the freezing factory, or canning factory as we prefer to call it. And this wheat's a little bit bigger, so I'm putting a light shot of nitrogen on this. Just a little bit. We're just doing part of the field. I want to see if it makes any difference, if it wakes the wheat up a little bit, and I'm marking it off, flagging it off, so when we harvest it, we'll know with the yield monitor if this early nitrogen paid or if it just made more tillers and more straw and didn't make any more grain. So today we're top dressing wheat. It's the 5th of March. And it's the first day out with the sprayer for the year. We're teaching Troy how to spray, so he is going to be at least learning how to spray. This is no-tilled wheat put in after soybeans, so I figured this is a good place for him to learn to run the sprayer. We bought this sprayer a year ago. I always used a pull type before that. Self-propelled with auto booms is so nice. It's not auto height, it's just auto boom, turning on and off. So he's winding her up. We got the floater tires on. It's looking good. Here we go. This is exciting. It's good to get some nitrogen on the later planted wheat. It'll stool out, hopefully make better wheat. And we'll come back through probably 6 weeks from now, spray it with weed control, put a little more nitrogen on it, put some fungicide on it. And then we come back and put a growth regulator on it so it doesn't grow too tall, so it won't tip over. Then we'll put another fungicide on it when the flag leaf comes out, so it's nice and healthy. This sprayer's got tinted sides and those sometimes it makes it a little hard to see. Checking to see if any of the nozzles are plugged. Does it look like any are plugged? Alright, that's the way spraying's supposed to go. So here's the wheat we just sprayed. I don't think it's a terrible stand. If it stools out okay, it'll be all right. There's not a lot of weeds in here yet, so a little bit of grass and stuff coming. We'll spray that in a month or 6 weeks. So if this stools out good, it'll be all right. We no-tilled this in after we harvested the black beans. You can still see a little bit of 2-year-old corn stalks. So the old 4420 sprayer runs great, 90-foot booms. We're trying to stay on our controlled traffic that we're trying to implement. So, I don't know. This might be a good piece of wheat. You call them headlands or end rows. We're on the headland or the end rows here, but this isn't too shabby.